Everyone's got dreams, ideals for life, but everyone's got way more obstacles, reasons why those dreams or ideals can't become reality. I bet if I asked you to write down 10 things that you would list as ideals, maybe ambitious dreams for your life, things that you would love to have or to do or to be, you could probably list those super easily. You could probably list like 3 or 4 reasons why you can't have them for every one of those things. What I want to talk about today is what I call the limiting factors paradigm, which is basically the idea of this. Everyone's got dreams or ideals and way more limiting factors. But the reality is almost every one of those limiting factors is overcomable. The statement usually goes like this: I want blank, but blank. Or I want dream or ideal, but obstacle or limiting factor. And I think that every one of those limiting factors, everything you put in that second blank, falls into one of 5 categories. And we're just going to go through them today. The 5 categories are fixed biological realities, competence, environment, finance, and personal choice. And of those 5, only one of them is a non-overcomable category of limiting factors. The first one, fixed biological realities, is really the only sort of limiting factor that is maybe insurmountable. For example, I'm a 5'9", 26-year-old, and if my dream or ideal was to be 6'2", 6'3", tough luck for me. I'm not really going to grow any more beyond this because of fixed biological reality. If I was some wacko who, like, my ideal was to be pregnant and have a baby in my belly, fixed biological reality, I'm a dude, I'm not going to be pregnant. It's just something that is insurmountable. Fixed biological realities are things, barring extreme science, that are actually insurmountable obstacles or limiting factors to our dreams or ideals. All the other 4 categories are overcomable. And basically every other limiting factor that we can come up with falls into one of those 4 categories. So first, we have environment. Environmental factors are things that are sort of a large pool of things that are outside of you, external to you. So this could involve stuff like people. So an example would be, I want to get more consistent sleep, but I have super loud roommates who are loud every night and I can't fall asleep. Or I want to live a healthier life and stop drinking, but all my friends drink and do unhealthy things. Like, that's an external factor. And the reality is that that could be changed. Or it could be location, something having to do with where you exist, where you live. Like, for example, I want to bike to work. My ideal would be to bike to work every day, but I have a 20-mile commute that I have to drive to work. It's just a location thing. Or it could be location climate-wise, like where you live, the weather, the climate. Say something like, I would love to grow my own food, have like a garden in my backyard, but I live in a place where it's like freezing most of the year, or we don't get enough rain and crops don't grow. Again, that's a possibly overcomable factor. Or it could be stuff, like objects in your environment. Like, say you say, I want to eat healthy, but I live down the street from a bunch of fast food places, or better yet, but I got a bunch of unhealthy food in my pantry, or I have roommates who keep a bunch of unhealthy food in my pantry that causes me to be tempted to eat unhealthy. For any one of those in the category of environment is overcomable by moving. Any one of those things you can move or leave or cut out of your life. Like, if it's a people thing, like if you have roommates who are noisy, you can get new roommates. If you have friends who are unhealthy, you can get new friends. If you live in a location where it's far from where you want to be, you can move. If you live in a climate that's not ideal with what you want, you can move. If you have stuff that gets in your way, you can throw the stuff away. And maybe some of these things are hard. Maybe it's difficult to move, to leave, to cut stuff out, but it is possible. So environmental factors, anything that falls under that, people, location, stuff, environmental factors are overcomable by moving. Second category is competence. And these are things having to do with, the statement goes, I want blank, but I don't know how. Mostly this has to do with knowledge and skills and ability and maybe perspective. So things like, I would love to get in the best shape of my life and lose 20 pounds, but I don't know how. Or I want to make better friends, find better friends, but I don't know how, don't know where to find them. Or I want to I don't know, attract a beautiful woman, but I don't know how to attract women or something like that. Or this could be a sort of a more perspective question, like I want to organize my time better. I want to have better time management, but I don't know kind of the frameworks or the perspective of what it even means to have time management. It's just a matter of learning, skills, knowledge, application, perspective, any competence limiting factors, anywhere where you say, I want this dream or ideal, but I don't know how, is just a matter of learning, about seeking out the information, the knowledge, the skills, the ability to do it. That is very possible. And again, it might be hard. You have to go out of your way to spend the time. It might take a lot of time to learn to achieve that ideal, but it is possible. The third category is finance. And this is basically everything that falls under the category of where you would say, I want, dream or ideal, but I can't afford it, or it's too expensive, or it's a money issue. And basically all of these limiting factors just come down to they are solvable by saving or earning. Like if there's not enough money, you can either cut back on how much you spend or increase the amount that you earn. And your earning capacity might be able to grow even by those things of like increasing competency, by learning, by gaining new skills or ability or application that can increase your earning capacity. And maybe part of the like saving side of it is the moving or the cutting out certain things in your environment. But these, again, might be hard. Maybe it costs more of your time or your energy to earn more, to increase your earning capacity. Like if your job right now is a job that you only earn so much, like, I don't know, you could get a new job. It's not impossible. Like you can cut back on certain things that you spend money on and like save money on utilities or rent or certain, you can move, whatever the case may be. Again, it might be difficult, but by saving, cutting back, or earning, growing your earning capacity, it is possible. And lastly, the fourth category is personal choice. And there's elements of this in probably all of the other categories as well. But the idea is I want blank, but some aspect of my time, my responsibilities, my life choices, like most of this comes down to you can oftentimes, most times, do what you want. So for example, it could be really just like a scheduling thing. Like if you say, my ideal is I would love to actually rest on Sundays, keep Sunday holy, keep it a Sabbath, but I've got homework to do on Sundays. You could have done that homework any other time of the week. It's just a scheduling issue. If maybe it's a time thing. Again, you say you want 8 hours of sleep every night, but I want to spend time with my friends, or I choose to play video games, or I've got homework, or I work, or I've got family responsibilities. It could be responsibility related stuff. But again, those responsibilities can be worked around your personal choices. Like if you've got work for a certain amount of hours every day and you want to go to the gym, but it's like, I can't work it around my work and my school and my family. Like it still is a personal choice. What kind of job you work, how much school you go to. All of these things are fixable, changeable by prioritizing. Any personal choice limiting factor is solvable by prioritizing, by choosing which things get the most of your time management, putting certain things ahead of other things, and how you give your time, energy, and effort on the day-to-day. Again, and it might come at some cost. It might hurt to cut out certain things and to choose other things, especially when maybe you want things and you don't want other things, but it is possible. The point of this really, the limiting factors paradigm, is that we have this paradigm, this perspective, this worldview that our dreams or ideals aren't actually possible because there's too many obstacles, there's too many limiting factors. But the reality is we can change our paradigm. We can look at it from the different lens of actually every one of these limiting factors is overcomable. It's just a matter of environment where I can move. It's a matter of competence where I can learn, or it's a matter of finance where I can save or earn, or it's a matter of personal choice where I can prioritize. In any of those categories, your dreams or ideals are possible. You can make them the reality by going through this limiting factors paradigm. So maybe do that activity of write out your dreams or ideals. Write out the things that you want. Like what would a great life look like for you? What would an abundant life look like for you? Jesus says, the thief comes to steal and kill and destroy, but I came so that they might have life and have it abundantly. And if this is what Jesus offers to us, then why don't we strive after ideals and dreams and an abundant life? And if obstacles or limiting factors are the things that get in your way, write them out, categorize them, and overcome them, because abundant life is possible today.